Well, everybody, good afternoon, good whatever it is for you, wherever you're watching us. Lunchtime, tail end of lunchtime. Happy Friday! Happy Friday, everybody. Got my cold brew going, and hope you're doing well. Just the camera, just a tad there. Lighting's a little. eh. I didn't get the lights all set up today, but we'll go with this today. Glad you're along. Questions, comments. We're going to be a short one. Don't really have a lot to really go through. Just want to get you an update of where everything stands. Really not much of a difference from, 24 hours ago or 48 hours ago, or for that matter, last Monday or Sunday. All pretty much standard. The only real question this week was answered with the Monarchs. Should Kansas City win the first round of the postseason, have postseason home field advantage in the finals? And that answer was yes. So that's all been answered this week. Still playing meaningful baseball. And I was thinking about this, and I was trying to do this more for, and I'll bring this down here. And by the way, your questions and comments, you're the show, and glad you're along. Um, I was on, and I still may do this. I may put this in the game notes this afternoon. I'm pretty much put them together after lunch. But I thought about giving maybe four storylines that remain kind of in that vein, because there's not a, I mean, really, we're kind of playing the waiting game. I mean, really, we're all waiting to find out who the Monarchs will play. The way, why can't you? Oh, you can see that. Okay. The banner means you can't see the my cool shirt. That's pretty much all we're waiting for. It's not so much, I guess, to a degree, we're waiting to see who clinches, but I mean, it's gonna be Cleburne, Lincoln, or Sioux City in that order. And the Wednesday game for the two teams that play in there. And really, we won't know who will play until next Wednesday night, about 10:30 or so next Wednesday night. So that's the only thing really out there left as far as drama is concerned. But there are some things, and I think the headlines are just. And my thoughts were today in my workout were to keep the machine going. You know, your body work so far has been outstanding. There's no reason to not finish strong this weekend. I'm not saying go out there and put all, that try to sweep a series. I think you take it each game. It's like this team's done all year, each game one by one, and that's the thing. So that's my first thought, is just to finish the weekend strong. You're not playing spoiler necessarily, although Lincoln and Sioux City are kind of looking at you to do that. The magic number for Cleburne's 1. They'll get a chance to probably celebrate at some point this weekend, you figure. And hey, why not beat the best to get in? That would be kind of a cool thing for them, I suppose. So, but that's, again, you're going to go out. I know Joe's going to. Joe's got this thing lined up as it's a normal 4-game series. He's got tonight. We got Matt Hall going tomorrow. I do believe that we'll have Justin Schaefer tomorrow night, coming off the injured list, and then excuse me, got something high there, and then back to the normal spots of excuse me. Sorry about that. Justin Donatello and Kiva Sampson. Yikes! About to lose my eye there. And that's pretty much your rotation right there. Then you have the off days until Friday. So I guess the first headline is finishing strong. B, is the Cleburne story. They got one game to clinch. And then the other sub-headlines, the other two things I thought about were, continue to pad the records for this franchise. Every win you get, one more win, it's raising the bar one more time, right? One more time, you get that. If you get to the 66th, 67th, you're raising the bar, right? If you can get back to above 31 games above 500, that would require winning winning a couple. Then that's raising a bar as well. A couple more things to look at from a personal standpoint. Carlos Diaz still sits on the franchise save mark at 33. Gabby Guerrero has got a chance with a good weekend to perhaps be a top 5 single season RBI guy for the Kansas City franchise. That's in tow. Now, I'll look at the update here too. The other little piece of the puzzle we're watching this weekend, these individual accolades. At the moment, Ryan, McCullough's batting 337. He is for 7 points off Manuel Bascan, who is the batting champion at the moment. Zach Nerrier, who we'll see this weekend, is right ahead of him too. So right now he's fifth. Ryan Grosjean seventh there. There's that. As far as any other totals, I guess the other thing is to see perhaps a double-digit home run. All we need is one more from Emmanuel Isabel, get you 10. That's another Monarch with double-digit home runs. So those are kind of the headlines of things that I think we'll be watching this weekend. And I may uncover a few more. There may be some other individual numbers that I haven't seen yet that I just, as far as season numbers, there's no real big. The only real big franchise number is the wins above 500, and then Diaz's save opportunity. There's a few single season top spots, and I may unearth one the next couple hours that may jump out at me. That may be one that maybe walks or something like that. But I think in general, because this is such a collective offense, you're gonna see a lot of collective numbers. Outside chance at maybe finishing second all time in franchise in average. That's out there. Also, I do believe the hit total is within reach. I believe it's going to take about 27 or 28, if my math's correct, for the franchise single season as well. There's a few of those things hanging out there. But in general, those are kind of the headlines. The four headlines I had were A, finishing strong, B, Cleburne clinching at some point, and then the numbers of the franchise numbers, and then the player numbers. And just really, and I think the fifth thing I thought about is a celebration of the game. I think celebrating this weekend, even though we're on the road, I hope you'll join us on the broadcast. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to look back at some of the fun times this year. I'm going to really dive into the museum angles as well. Casey Strong will join me on Sunday, I believe, for a little bit, our driver, who I think he's a really intriguing guy. And I've never had the bus driver on a broadcast, but I think merits it. He's got a really good insight. And honestly, a guy who sees the team every day is about as good of an insight as you're going to find, because no one else sees him more than Joe, Mike, John, Frank, Bill, Jared, myself, and Casey. And Casey sees him from more of a spot that, unlike myself, who works for the ball club, he sees it from sort of he's part of the ball club, but he's also from the outside looking in initially. I think he'll bring a really neat perspective. So looking forward to having him. Monday, I'm working on this. I don't know if this is going to happen, but Monday, I'm having a bunch of friends and family out to the ballpark on Monday in a suite there in Cleburne. I'm going to try to broadcast the game from the suite, but I have to look at it today when I get there. Honestly, I can't remember how the suites are. I think we can pull it off, but we may do a kind of a happy hour broadcast on Labor Day. It's a day game. Why not, right? So that's some of the fun this weekend. Tonight, Matt Hall going. Now, Cleburne is in a situation right now where they've got to get in. So let me give you what I got from them today earlier. Let's see here. Where's Denning? Here we go. Denning Gehrig telling me today that they're going to throw Kevin Hilton tonight, right-hander, Kevin Hilton. They'll play from there. They'll just do what they got to do. They want to be the number 2 seed. Now, this is what I'm hearing, that there's a chance, even though they do, and I haven't had this confirmed yet, but I'm reaching out to a couple of folks to get this for me, hopefully by tonight's broadcast, if not tomorrow's. I wish you were there too Monday, Mom. But I'm hearing some talk that Lincoln, if they are the 3rd seed, still might host the playing game. I've had that from a couple, and we might, you know what? That's a good idea too, Kevin. I didn't even thought about it, because I don't think Brad's there tonight. I think Brad's got, he's got high school football down here, which in Texas is huge. Brad, is that true? Good. Thank you. Thank you, Brad. Thank you. Thank you for the answer, because that's what I need to know. Because I'd heard some grumblings, and I reached out to 2 people already today. I haven't heard back. You answer my question. Thank you. Boy, that's a relief. So I can take that off the table then. By the way, do you like the idea of doing like only here's the deal, Kevin. I'd only ask them to do that if they had already clinched something. I don't want to take away from a broadcast that they're going to have for their fans. I'd want it to be a celebration of our game and our league. And if we're going to do something, and I'll ask those guys when I get there. I think Brad's got high school tonight, but it's Grandview, right? The Zebras. But by the way, thanks, Brad. I appreciate that because I was concerned. I'd heard that from two people, and a third mentioned that to me this morning, and I'm like, I was about to message Kevin and see what he'd heard. But awesome, good news, Brad. By the way, Brad, good photo. You look kind of like the British GQ, kind of like with the shawl on there. That looks good, man. Some of us, some of us have a face for radio, and then Brad's got that kind of that all American. You could cast him in about a dozen different roles in Hollywood. Me, you cast me as a voice actor for the cartoons like Flintstone or something, right? Anyway, yes, but yeah, I'd love to do something. Maybe Sunday or maybe if again, I don't want to do anything with them, Kevin, until they've taken care of their celebration because I don't want to take away from that. The Cleavers yet this is big for their franchise. Um, if postseason regularity is big for the Kansas City franchise, which it is now, and that's it's part of the bar we've raised for them. Um, uh, but for them, a celebration of their first for obviously John Junker and his work he did down there getting that thing off the ground. Of course, the new partners, Josh Robertson and Brad and Denning. I want them to be able to celebrate with their fans. Perhaps Sunday might be the day, but I am going to have Casey on, so I can always move Casey to Saturday. But let's just play that by ear. But I think those guys would be interested in it. Yeah, see, Kevin, and I didn't get it from Michael, but we kind of move above there. You can see it. But again, that's just what I think it'd be fun though. And I think the banter, because I think the world of Brad and Denning. They're probably the two. I'm also close to Michael too. And I think because of Michael and Brad being from Texas and that I've they used to work together, there's sort of a mutual thing there, kind of a Texas thing you want to call it, even though Michael went to school in Nebraska. I don't know where Brad went. He supports a couple different schools. I should know Brad, and I don't even know. But anyway, and I'm close to. I mean, I've become really close to Sam Brief lately in Chicago. We've gotten a good relationship. Obviously, Steve Schuster, was very close to Sean up there in St. Paul. Again, and Connor Ryan, all these guys. But I think my kinship, those three especially, the two there in Cleveland, and the gentleman in Lincoln, and so I think it'd be fun. No, I think it's a good idea. I hadn't even thought about that until just now. But I mean, what I do, and maybe what we do is do a booth swap. Yeah, we actually did that. We've done that in Australia. This is actually a fun idea. We did this with Canberra a couple times. Chris Coleman's the voice of the Canberra Cavalry, and Coleman, ABC guy, Australian broadcast guy, fairly well known in baseball and sports circles. He's done some stuff over the years nationally. Lives there in Canberra or outside of Canberra, in rural New South Wales, which if you know the area is right outside of Canberra, the nation's capital. But we've done a booth swap, kind of a wife swap, if you will, I call it that, but where we did it was a two-man crew. So Paul Morgan and I with Perth, and then he and trying to think who it is, his broadcast partner, Fred's name at the top of my head. But we did Coleman came over for a few innings with me, and then Paul went over with him. Then we flip-flopped again. We actually did with Adelaide too, with the guys in Adelaide. They had a two-man crew. North Texas, okay. You're North Texas Stater or University of North Texas, home of the great Bill Mercer's classes, right? I don't know what you majored in there. I should know this. How we've never had this conversation, I got no idea. I know I don't know. We went down that direction one day in a conversation early on. We met when we were talking about your days in the kind of the uptown, but the Greenville area of Dallas. We talked a little bit about. I never really dove much into the college. We're talking more about the days in those wild 80s and 90s days in Dallas. So where I'm sure Brad and I crossed paths at a couple of watering holes, even though I was living in and out of Dallas at the time. Especially latter part of the 90s, I'd have been there. Um, anyway, so yeah, a couple of things in the broadcast tonight to look for. Looking forward to diving in on. We're gonna revisit tonight for you folks on the radio side. I'm gonna dive back in. We've done this before a couple of times. I brought as a trivia question. We discovered the last time we were here, and I on accident really. And if I'd have researched it, I would have known. I'm gonna look back again at the best discovery I think we've had all year. To me, anyway. There's been some fun ones. The John Donaldson discoveries up in Iowa and Sioux Falls was kind of cool. The diving into the J.L. Wilkinson story from there in Iowa and the Sioux land as well was kind of cool. And the Milwaukee Bears stuff was great. But I'm really looking forward to diving back into the whole first light game in Texas played in Waco. And we're going to talk about that tonight on Monarchs 101 with DV again, which is that exclusive master's class. It's the master's class of Monarchs content. Where we really, and I kind of would love to kind of develop a content like this, actual class folks could take. And I would love to have one of the professors down there at the museum join me and maybe be the guy. But anyway, it's kind of started tongue in cheek, but I've enjoyed teaching the class. We've got that plus this day in Monarchs history. I believe I'll peek into it real quickly because I did have that up last night. We're going to look at 1947. We're going to go to Sioux City in 1947 is what we're going to do. Yeah, we just missed it by about a couple of weeks. So this is a big one in Sioux City. We'll do that tonight. And I'll do the numbers as well. I never know what we'll do. Just having a good time and celebrating the great game of baseball. And that's the only regret I have is we're not at home this weekend, that we're going to be on the road. But I hope folks will join us in Kansas City and celebrate what we've done this year, what the new ownership's done, and what Joe's done. Joe Capietra's done as well. And just do that. So anyway, I don't have a lot today. I'll take questions and comments from you guys, though. I'm here for you. While we're doing that, let me give you a couple items here. This one coming from the promotions team and from the tickets department. There you go. Let me bring the Mocha banner down so you guys can read that. This is the playoff special right there. Postseason 4-pack. 1 ticket to any 4 home games plus a limited edition hat. I saw those caps yesterday, and they are pretty sweet. So you definitely want to check that out. There's your pricing there, monarchsbaseball.com. They're also running a 20-person suite and a 40-person suite special. So those are pretty cool. I love dang it, my Nespresso machine disappeared up there, and I missed it and made a good little ice brew today. Dang, it's good. But you know when iced coffee is good when it doesn't need any kind of anything else? When you're able to make it taste like it doesn't need anything else, done something good. Coffee for me used to be you had to mask the taste, and I'd had to mask the taste. All right, there's your postseason 4-pack right there. Last night, I guess I should probably get in the standings in the association. That'd probably be a good idea. I get that to you because that's kind of news and notes for the league. Still, as we said, this goes back to our off-season shows. I figured we'd be watching meaningful postseason baseball once again in this division being played the last weekend of the season. And it doesn't take much of a rocket scientist to figure that out because that's what's happening this weekend. Meaningful baseball being played. Tonight, Cleveland can clinch. They need one more win to clinch. And the sooner the better for them. What you don't want to do for them is why not get yourself into a Sunday where, oh my gosh, we got to win Monday. I mean, and the Monarchs have had some pretty good success down here. So I'm not saying that, I think that on a degree of likely happening, probably pretty slim. But if you're a Cleveland fan who's been snake bit in the postseason, chasing your first postseason bid, which is very big for the franchise, you want to get it done sooner than later. And for them, you want to get it done sooner than later. So they get they want their best guy on. You want your best guy in the tank on Wednesday, rested, full, ready to go. And we'll see Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So if you get it done tonight, you got 5 days rest. Anybody can come up. You can pull anybody on the deck you want. You start getting yourself into Saturday, Sunday, then it might be a situation where, what do I do? For Kansas City, the rotation will stay, as I mentioned, Hall. We believe Schaefer. Schaefer is here. I can confirm that. I did see Schaefer on the flight yesterday, so he's here. Talked to with my own eyes and my own mouth, so I know he's here. So is Mike Hinneman. Mike Hinneman's here too. Excited about that. And then you've got on the Sunday ball game as Max joins the show. He misses Bark in the Park already. He's so mad at me. He misses Bark in the Park. Donatello on Sunday, and then Kiva Sampson on Monday, and that gives you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Everybody, obviously, Sampson would be either your opener on the road, but you'd have presumably Hall, and then Schaefer, Donatello, however you could do whatever you want to do there. And I think Joe will make that call probably sometime this weekend, perhaps, when he discusses things with Mike and Bill and John and Frank and all, and they'll all be discussing that. I'm sure they may already have. And Joe may know, and he'll maybe tell us tonight. But that is kind of what way this whole thing's lays out. So if you're Cleveland tonight, gotta get that W. The rest of the standings look like this. The association, everything's done and dusted up north. Chicago, Fargo, Milwaukee. The only thing up for grabs still is the top seed. And there is a scenario where Milwaukee wins out, everybody else loses out. But is that even possible? Because something tells me that's not even possible. Am I wrong there? Chicago, no, it's possible. Chicago's at King County. Milwaukee's at Gary. Yeah, and then Fargo's at Winnipeg. The one to watch is that Winnipeg-Fargo extravaganza there. That's a tricky one. Winnipeg wants to obviously finish on a high note. I think that's a tough one. I don't say a tough series, but I think I can see a trap. That's a trap situation there, going across and all that. But Chicago, Milwaukee both have played the matchups of the teams they should probably take 2 or 3, if not 3, from. Again, I think the magic number for the division for Chicago against Milwaukee's 1, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Fargo, I believe that's a 2-game deal because that half game hanging, 2.5 game deal, that half game hangs in the balance. But anyway, that's where they stand right now. So that in the South, Cleveland has the advantage right now. They won 4 in a row, 8 of their last 10, hottest team in the division right now, and in the association right now. And tip the cap to Cleveland. I mean, again, talking about traps. Playing Houston's a trap, and they took care of business this week, and in fine fashion. So they're 3 games clear of Lincoln. Lincoln and Sioux City appear to be the real battle there. I mean, Cleveland wins 1 more. They clinch the number 2. But the real battle, and that one, because they're even the loss column. And here's one more piece of the puzzle. And I don't know if we talked about this. Well, I know we have. We haven't talked since Wednesday night there in Sioux Falls. Sioux City's game at Fargo was banged yesterday. They didn't get it in. They're only going to play 99 ball games. So they did it. They didn't get 1 more loss. They're still even the loss column. So that throws things a bit of a fray as well. A huge doubleheader coming tomorrow in Sioux Falls for Sioux City, where they have to win both ends. They have to win both ends. Lincoln has Houston at home, but Houston and Lincoln play a doubleheader on Sunday, and that's not easy. And we've mentioned this year, Lincoln has already lost a couple to Houston. So some very high drama stakes, we want to call it down there in the South Division, going on in Lincoln and in Sioux Falls this weekend. I mean, pretty interesting finish there. But yes, meaningful baseball being played this week in the South Division. As we predicted, we'd arrive in Cleveland and we'd have meaningful baseball being played. Just the Monarchs are kind of playing the Monarchs are kind of the ringmaster, kind of just watching the thing from the podium, I guess. what we're doing? Is that what you do? I know I'm stretching for metaphors here, but anyway. All right. So anyway, get the point, right? You guys get the point. Whew. Questions, comments, last call for him here. Other reminders. You know what? Let me pull this up too. Give me just a moment. I think, and by the way, thanks to Morgan for sending me the audio. I'll have that tonight on the broadcast. A couple of things coming, one from Bob Kendrick and some from the players as well. But let me just see here. Yeah, let me get this. This is what I want to give you guys. This is the graphic that I have not put up yet. I'm going to give it to you. This is the one talking about the school, and I'm giving that to you. Let's go through it right now while we can, because I think it merits it. And this was up on the broadcast, and it'll come up again tonight, and I figured I want to give it to you guys. So let's do that. Here is what's going to happen postseason schedule-wise now. So we know that this is all official here. So let's get this to you. Let me bring this up. There we go. There's a lot of stuff on the screen, so I want you to bear with me. Let me bring this back down again so you guys can see all this. A lot of stuff on the screen. So there's a lot of stuff to look at. And it's a busy screen, but let me put it up here for you first, and then I'll give you the full screen. All right, here is the Monarchs schedule, the Division Championship Series, American Association playoffs next week, Friday, September 10th, Saturday, September 11th. Those two ball games, the Friday night game, Buck O'Neill beers and popcorn until the bottom of the fourth inning. It's going to be $1. Yeah, if I can read that. Boy, I'm blind. Bottom fourth inning, pregame skydivers, T-shirts, and rally towels. Gates at 6, game at 7. That's next Friday against either, at the moment, my guess is Cleburne. That could be Lincoln, could be Sioux City, any of those three, but probably we'd think Cleburne if they get to, and they're hosting next Wednesday. Saturday, 11th, 9/11 tribute to our first responders, live music from 5 to 6:30. That's been good, by the way. That place feels good when the music's going. And then T-shirt, rally towels, post-game fireworks, gates at 5 on Saturday, and that'll be next Saturday. So 10th, a week from tonight and a week from tomorrow at Legends Field. Your single game 4-pack, postseason 4-pack, group 12-pack, all that. Let me put that on the screen so you guys can all get a real good look at it. And Legends Club, $10 watch parties. Now, this is going to be fun. Now, on the watch parties, $10 Legends Club watch parties, any away postseason game, all I can eat pyramid pizza, $5 beers, $6 Ritas, free parking. Now, this is kind of cool. They're going to have those watch parties. We'll have we'll pipe in the broadcast. Now, what I've been told, I believe they'll pipe in my radio, which I'm excited about because you'll want to hear the call from the Monarchs' point of view. As much as we love our bunkmates, we just talked about Brad and Denning, or Michael and Connor. We love those guys. You would like to hear the Monarchs call, right? And what we're doing and what we got going on. Also, we'll do a special Facebook Live, Monarchs Live, before each broadcast. We'll be doing that for the folks at the Legends Club. We'll be doing that live on Facebook, obviously worldwide. There'll be also for the folks at the Legends Club to question, answer, kind of give them a preview of the ball game. It's our normal Monarchs Live, but we'll be doing those on the road as well. We do those every game anyway, Monday through Friday, and most Saturdays as well, during time permitting. But we're going to have all that on. So, again, that's the right there, all that on Facebook and our website as well. It's all up right now. One more time, the details on what's going on there. Division Championship Series. It'll be next Friday, Saturday. Off day Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Those last two, if necessary, from or actually all three are with necessary, depending on how things work out, one way or the other, on the road at the opponent's place. So that is the first round situation. Tickets at monarchsbaseball.com. Monarchsbaseball.com. Love to have you folks out. And again, big time division series. A lot of planning's gone into it. I know Mark Brandmeier, saw him yesterday, had a long talk with him. Jay Hendricks, they were working tirelessly there. Talked to, Pat from merchandise, ran into, also talked to Paul Coleman, who's done the graphics. He's fired up. Morgan, I talked to her this morning. A lot of folks really working hard. Susie, everybody really working their tails off. Mark McKee, especially, really getting things going for the postseason. And I appreciate all their hard work. And we'll have more forthcoming, but a lot of fun. This is cool. We've never had this kind of energy in our postseason before. So spread the word. A lot of media work being done by Will Gregory as well, our partner down there at Will Gregory, and just all that. Just some really good work going on. Some good coverage in the Metro. And considering the Chiefs are playing and you got college football starting, we're getting some good traction. We really do appreciate all of our media partners there in the Metro Kansas City area. Thank you from my department to you. All right, tonight's broadcast, again, let's get back to that now. Monarchs Broadcast Network. Now, do this. We always tell you that at the top of the hour, 7:05, AABaseball.tv rolls along, and our brethren, the gentlemen, the best dynamic duo I know, Brad and Denning and Brad, will be on the Cleburne call for you. If you want to catch the Cleburne call, the video will have the Cleburne call. Nothing wrong with that. I love what they do, and they do a phenomenal job. You're not going to be shortchanged there. You'll get a good broadcast. It won't be necessarily Monarch-centric, but you'll get a good broadcast. All right? You're going to get a great broadcast, quite frankly, a great broadcast. You won't get things like stories about the Negro Leagues or the museum. May not tell you about a chance encounter I had in the plane. There's always the chance of reviewing some great playoff stories from a couple of years ago, and maybe some things like Casey Strong, our driver, stopping by. Those are just little things that happen on our plus the interactive broadcast on MixLR on the Monarchs Broadcast Network. That is a blast because you can chat back and forth. You can ask questions, comments, go back and forth on our broadcast. We'd love to have you folks on and joining us on the interactive side of MixLR, which that'll begin at 6:35 tonight from here in Texas. As we are already down in Texas. Team arriving about 7 a.m. or so, or just shy of 8 o'clock. And they got checked in, and they are ready to go. We'll be at the ballpark this afternoon around 4-ish for the Monarchs and the Cleveland Railroaders. AABaseball.tv and the Monarchs Broadcast Network. There is the chat right there. The chat, that's the link to our audio. What you can do is take the audio, link the two browsers together and mute one, and you're set. And again, wishing the best to our friends in Cleveland. It's a big weekend for them. I'm looking forward to being a part of it, even though we're kind of we're the foils in it all, I guess. We're the team that they got to beat. But again, they just need one more win, and they clinched the number 2 seed. And I always love to see, especially after what we've been through 2020 and 21, seeing folks having some joy does my heart good, especially good people like Denning and Brad and John and all those folks, Josh, and the entire Cleveland family. So hope you guys enjoy the weekend. Hope you'll join me on the broadcast, everybody. Enjoy our weekend, what we've got going on. Rain Reborn is making another run at the postseason. Now, yes, the franchise has made postseason runs, but not since really, before the barnstorming of the Michigan days, has a Monarchs team played in postseason with the Monarchs name. That's a pretty big deal. So, again, love that KC. Love that KC. Love that KC. Say it with me. Love that KC. Now, of course, as we did in the 1920s, it was good old KC, which was, quote, KAY-SEE. KC. Love that KC, baby. All right. Joe Caphitter joins me at the top step tonight around the association, all brought to you by your Midwest. Also, a Coors Light flashback moment. Monarchs 101 with DV. All that tonight from here in Texas, Cleburne, the depot at Cleburne Station. Let's all do it together. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Go Monarchs. All right. Here we go. Actually, bring this down. I got to get my Go Monarchs ready. Here we go. All right. All right. 1, 2, 3. Go Monarchs. I'll see you on the broadcast and that, everybody.